I'm not for abortion. Oh, shut up, nigga. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it either. It all depends on who I get pregnant. I don't care, I'm tell you right now, I don't care what your religious beliefs are or anything. If you have a dick, you need to shut the fuck up on this one. Seriously. This is theirs. The right to choose is their unequivocal right. Not only do I believe they have the right to choose, I believe that they shouldn't have to consult anybody, except for a physician, about how they exercise that right. Gentlemen, that is fair. And ladies, to be fair to us, I also believe if you decide to have the baby, a man should not have to pay. That's fair. If you can kill this motherfucker, I can at least abandon him. It's my money, my choice. And if I'm wrong, then perhaps we're wrong.
People that adhere to political correctness are, in my opinion, retarded faggots. No, I can see some of you sitting in judgment thinking, oh, retarded faggots, that is an offensive phrase. But it's not that offensive a phrase. Not when you compare it to my impersonation of a retarded faggot. I want to copy me. I'm really your mama. That's offensive. Compared to that, phrase doesn't seem as bad now, does it?
I was trying to segue into kid fucking, but segue is gone. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Internet predators. Yeah. Oh, they're very popular all over the television. They fucking Catch a Predator, MySpace, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I don't know, because I was a kid at one point. I don't remember, but there's pictures. But I remember we didn't have the internet, but to avoid predators, our parents would go, hey, son, don't talk to strangers. Some of them might try to fuck you. And you go, oh, thanks, man, thanks. Thanks for that heads up. And then you just went about your day. Does that not work for the internet now? You don't have to parent anymore? Oh, the internet, like they have some crazy way of getting around the don't talk to strangers. The fuck? If you're a parent and you're in here, I know you don't want to hear this. You'll argue with me and you'll say that I'm twisting the fact, I'm wrong, but this is the truth. That probably, and huge probability, when I say probably, astronomical odds, Vegas odds, statistical probability, probably nobody wants to fuck your kid. I know you don't want to hear it. You want to think that child is so ultra fuckable that all the pedophiles, they're jockeying for position right now down at the seesaws, waiting for him to come out at first period. Wait for it. Not that chunky kid, the O'Neal kid. That's what we're all here for. High five, high five. If you wanted your kid to get fucked, just to prove to your neighbors in your gated community that your kid's hotter than their kid, and you sent your kid out as bait, and you put him in a Catholic schoolgirl skirt with no underpants, and you made him hop on a pogo stick to school. So his little pink, fleshy hindquarters shone so temptingly towards traffic, he would still probably graduate school having never been pooned. And then what an asshole you'd look like trying to brag around a gated community at the next cocktail mixer. It's just by the grace of God that no one ever fucked him. It's only because of my hypervigilance and the work of my congressman getting more laws passed on the internet that he never got fucked. If I were a parent, I would prefer that pedophiles be on the internet. There's no more pedophiles in the world than there ever have been. They act like the internet is creating pedophiles where there were none. If I were a parent, If you exist anyway, stay on the internet. Stay jacking off in your basement in South Carolina, as opposed to the old-fashioned way where they actually went down to your schoolyard. They did laps around the playground and Smarties on a fishing line trying to fly fish little Junior into the Oldsmobile. Keep beating off on the internet. Just don't fuck the kid. That's what it's about, right? Just don't fuck the kid. That's all you should worry about. But that's not the Attorney General. He says his number one focus is to stop the kid fucking. But he doesn't. He wants to go after the internet. He's not going after the guy with the kid in the camera. He just wants. They use that fear mongering to get more government control in your life, more legislation, more. Oh no, I don't want to have to be responsible for my own kid. You take care of it, Mr. Government. And if I get tired of it, I'll just vote for the other party. And that'll make a difference.
Shall I tell you why I'm like what I'm like, Johnny? I think I can explain myself to you. When I was a wee boy, my granddad used to take me up into the loft. He'd take down a chest that he had up there. He'd open up the chest. Do you know what was in it? A mermaid. And he'd have me stripped naked as a wee boy and make love to that mermaid on the floor while he watched for his sexual gratification. Now, years later, when the old bastard was dead, I went back up into the loft. I took down the chest and opened up. Do you know what I found in there? A dead monkey with its legs sewn together. You remind me of that monkey, Johnny.
Why do we, in this country, why do we allow so many of our innocent kids to be shot to death? Why do we allow that as a country? You know, well, not us, God. Why does God... We have no control over the situation at all. It's all in God's hands. Why does God allow so many of our innocent kids to be shot to death? And, you know, I know he has mysterious ways, y'all, but what is he thinking? What are you thinking, God? Taking on, and I'm not questioning you, because I know you have your mysterious ways, and you are omnipotent and all wise, but it just seems like you're taking an awful lot of our children. What is the thinking behind it? Wow! It is. That's something that a lot of people ask. You know, why is God allowing so many of our innocent kids to be shot to death? And I have a possible answer. And you're not going to like it. But maybe God is allowing so many of our kids to be shot to death so that they can go to heaven, where they then service the ISIS terrorists and suicide bombers as part of the 72 virgins they're rewarded with.
You know, you have your bad thoughts. Hopefully you do good things. Everybody has a competition in their brain of good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully the good thoughts win. For me, I always have both. I have like the thing I believe, the good thing. That's the thing I believe. And then there's this thing. And I don't believe it, but it is there. It's always this thing and then this thing. It's become a category in my brain that I call, of course, but maybe. I'll give you an example. Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts, have their medication available at all times, and anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die. course not. Of course not. Of course not. Jesus. I have a nephew who has that. I'd be devastated if something happened to him. But maybe, maybe, if we all just do this for 1 year, we're done with nut allergies forever. No, of course not. Of course, if you're fighting for your country and you get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. Of course. Of course. But maybe if you pick up a gun and go to another country and you get shot, it's not that weird. Maybe if you get shot by the dude you were just shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Listen, you all clapped for dead kids with the nuts. For kids dying from nuts, you applauded. So you're in this with me now, do you understand? You don't get to cherry pick. Those kids did nothing to you. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't give a fuck about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we fuck others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the fucking roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You can have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit.
I was on a train, and the train stopped. It was during, like, rush hour. And no one knew why the train stopped till the conductor said, folks, there may be a half-hour delay in service. A woman just was struck and killed by the train. And everybody went, sitting there, why don't you just be honest and do what you want to do and go, oh my God, this dead bitch is holding up my dinner! God damn, how long does it take to move a face off the tracks? A half hour?
Do we know why people are gay? You don't know. Do you know why you're heterosexual? You don't know why.
No, I don't know. Wow.
Maybe the abnormal gene would be hetero.
That's true. Hey, maybe the normal gene would be those
Maybe
ladies
it would be normal to be gay.
that cut their cocks into vaginas.
No, if you're looking to make it in standard television, you're not going the right route.
No.
You're not going the right route here.
Once I get a Hulu.
You're not sending this tape to CBS.
I'm sick of Obama's wife. Yeah. This isn't some Republican rant either. It's just kind of first ladies in general. You know, I don't know what it is. All throughout my life, with each presidency, like these first ladies, they've just gotten more and more like chatty. You know? More and more chiming in, like leaning into the frame, spitting out their ideas. It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist? It is? Why? Well, okay, you just nodded there, lady. Let me ask you this, all right? Let's say you had a leak in your house, okay? You call a plumber up. He shows up, and he goes, yeah, I think the leak's coming from the upstairs bathroom. We need to shut it up, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, his wife walks in, who isn't a plumber. And then goes, hey, you know, I'm actually thinking it's kind of... Wouldn't you be like, with all due respect, shut the f*** up. I need a plumber in this moment. I'll extend an olive branch here. All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to shut his trap. I don't want to hear a word out of him. I want to hear from the president. You, sir, go do some first lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile and nod during speeches. Go put your own flair redecorating the White House, right? Which leads you to Michelle Obama, right? And now she's sitting there holding up those hashtags. Remember that hashtag, bring back our girls? Remember that? It's like, it blew my mind. It's like, why are you showing me that? I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, what am I gonna do to get those girls back? Why don't you look across the dinner table? It's like, you see that guy? That is the leader of the free world. Tell him to pick up a phone, call some Navy SEALs and solve it. What am I gonna do? Show up with a sharpened mic?
One thing that always makes me happy, always makes me smile, I love it when old married couples die really close together. I love it. I will clip that out of a newspaper every time I see it. To me, there is just nothing more romantic than a good old-fashioned murder-suicide. Murder-suicide always makes me happy. Murder-suicide's the best. It's the best kind of suicide by far. We can all agree on that. Because what else is there? Doctor-assisted suicide? Get that weak shit out of here. Teen suicide? No. College is important. I'm all about murder-suicide. Murder-suicide's great. Think about murder-suicide like this. You hear your friend Jeff committed suicide, your only thought is just devastation. Oh my God, what could I have done to save my friend Jeff? You hear your friend Jeff killed his wife and then himself. You just think, yikes, Jeff doesn't fuck around, huh? I should have shown Jeff more respect back in the day. That guy was a boss. He wasn't cleaning that shit up. Murder-suicide is practically a victimless crime. You are allowed to kill someone. You are allowed to kill somebody as long as you just kill yourself immediately after. Then it's even Steven. If you're still skeptical, think about it like this. If you're walking down the street, somebody walks up and punches you in the face, you were gonna press charges, no doubt. But if somebody walks up to you on the street, punches you in the face, takes a step back, and then punches themselves in the face, have a good day, sir. You don't even tell your friends about that. Murder-suicide is a victimless crime as long as you don't leave behind any kids. Gotta kill them too.